Hi, I thought I'd do an autumn lake scene, not dissimilar to many that I've done before. So I'll wet the paper all over. This is Fabriano, £130, and I've got it quite shallow. I've got it at about 15 degrees, so it doesn't run down too much. It's quite a dull, fairly mild day today, well, for late autumn, December. Okay, so I'll just get a bit of raw sienna and just give a little bit of colour throughout the picture. Okay, now we'll put a little bit of blue in there. Not a lot, just low down here and there. And then we'll put in some light red and a bit more of that ultramarine. Let's get a nice sort of streaky sky. Trying to paint the sort of sky that I'm looking at the moment out of my windows. We'll put in a bit of that colour and where the lake is going to go. Right, I'll just put a little bit of shadow underneath those clouds. As we come down to the horizon, of course, they'll be just a little bit more, well, what shall we say? Now I quite like that. We never know how it's going to dry with the wet in wet. I've been using a lot of £90 Winsor & Newton paper lately, which is very nice. Okay, I'm going to dry that off a bit. I want to get the, I don't want it to soak up too much paint. Okay, now we can put in a bit of a mountainous background with those sky colours. My hake is losing hairs, wearing out. So let's put in some and then some more blue as we go further back into the distance. And then we'll come across with some nice burnt sienna, or raw sienna and burnt sienna. Okay, let's get some nice and in front of that we'll put in some trees, some autumny trees, a bit of green, just to moderate that a bit. Try and keep the horizon horizontal. Okay. When that dries, I'll put in a bit of detail over some of that. Right. I'll be going uphill there. Okay, so there's a bit of burnt umber, a bit of blue, just for a little bit of a okay. I try to create an impression of something rather than anything greatly detailed. I'm not really good at detail, I have no patience for it. There are some brilliant draftsmen on YouTube, Smoothie 77's one, and for oil painters, for exactitude, go and have a look at Michael James Smith, who I met years ago in 1999 in the Webster Gallery in Oxshott, Surrey, where I was selling Venice paintings. He was doing his magnificent oil paintings, photographic, beautiful work, a very successful artist. He was 19 then, I knew him, a bit older now. His dad was a fantastic landscape painter too, David. So have a look at those artists. But for atmosphere, well, I like John Tookey, Tookey, British artist. Now as that dries, I'm going to just put in some heavier stuff, so I'm using black instead of Payne's grey, because it gives a much more immediate dark, and it mixes very well with burnt sienna and cab yellow for your lovely dark greens and lighter greens. So let's just get that up here. So you need to paint with thick paint if you're going to paint over wet, otherwise you just disappear into nothing. Let's just get that up there. More blue in there. Just a distant shoreline. These and rocky little streams in woodland are my sort of favourite views, types of painting. I leave all the great buildings to those that are better at it than I am. I just do my impressionist stuff. Oh, just that black, oh, just a touch of that black. Bit of that sienna, bit of that cad yellow coming all the way across here. I'm going to put some bigger ones up here on the beach. And I tell you that a black mixed with ultramarine gives a lovely indigo. Yeah, look at that. Now a bit bigger here. Blue, black, sienna, cad yellow, a bit more blue. Look, let's get in some more autumny colours. And we'll just bring those down into sort of a bit of an island there. Oh, my head's not anyway. Now have a look at my Patreon site. I've got over 100 videos on there now that I've done over the last 5 months since I've been on it. It's a sort of gives you an opportunity to make a contribution to the site. The materials, I need a new camera, so I'm thinking about buying one that actually pauses in record, then you can just carry on, just press it. So you can go and have a cup of tea or wait for the the paper to dry or answer the phone. They don't have to edit it all. Right, I want a bit of dark in there. When I say there, I mean there. See, I'm not going to answer the phone, my wife's in, but okay. Now when that dries just a bit, I'm going to put some little bits of tree in. Just lifting out my corner of my nail. Okay. I've been added to several Facebook pages, the British Impressionists. I show most of my, well, some of my acrylics on there. Okay, now we want a bit of a here. I want just the beaches coming across this sort of lake. Could be Lake District, could be anywhere really. Just to enjoy the process of painting. Now I want some darker bits here and there. Now whether we do some scraping out, I don't know. But just some grasses and stuff. We'll put in a bit of oh look, my raw sienna. It's all this paint is out of the tube that on Saturday, or when I did it Friday. I changed my palette to a slightly larger one. And it hasn't dried yet, so I'm going to be careful. The raw sienna is a little bit sloppy, so let's just get in a bit of red, bit of raw sienna, bit of black, and warm it up a bit in that foreground. A bit more water, because I want to lift out some rocks and stuff. Oh yeah, British water. And there's the British Impressionists, there's the British watercolourists, and now the Watercolour Society. There's some wonderful artists there. I can't do what they do. I do my stuff. Look, this is all very straightforward. You know, it's not rocket science. It's just carefully applying paint. And it's only paper after all. It didn't cost that much. I'm going to put some grasses in now. I'll change my brush in a minute. But I want that to dry before I put anything behind it. Okay, I'm going to just put in some bit of stuff here, just fill in. But I'm going to put some trees going up here. Okay. Just a touch of water in there, just to flood it a little bit. Okay, and get in some bit of umber, bit of blue, bit of sienna. No need to shrink your paper before you work on it. This you can get by reclipping it as it expands. You can get a nice dry brush on it. Not quite flat there. Okay, right now then. Nice. That's where my trees are going to sprout up from. I'm going to change my brush from the Hake to my script brush, my Japanese script brush, to get some nice autumn colours. A bit of black with that. And plenty of burnt sienna. Powder will just come up here. See, the paper is lovely and dry now. As long as you're careful with it, it will take some dry brush. Oh. This is not a rough paper. In fact, it's quite smooth, but it has got some tooth on it. I'll put in some green. There's going to be several trees here. I know you'll struggle doing some of this. I didn't learn to do this in 5 minutes, and anybody that kids you that it's easy, or that you can, or at least you can paint without any learning whatsoever, is telling you a lie. It takes time and patience and practice and a willingness not to quit when you can't do it, because it's a craft that you learn, and there will always be people better than you, a lot of people better than me. Oh, let's have some green, dark green in here. Separate those two trees, or several trees. Don't know why I bothered to put that in there, really. See where that black comes in very handy. With watercolour, there's nothing that simple, because once you've made your mark, you can alter it, of course, but I mean, depending on the quality of paper, you can make a rich dark with the ultramarine and burnt sienna. Push in there. This paint is tube consistency. Bit green. Get those autumn colours on the top here. Okay. Don't kill the light too much. I'm going to dry that off, and then I'm going to use my Hake, I think. So mute yourself. When I get my camera that pauses in record, I can pause it at this point. Right, Hake. I want some dark, so I'm going to use some black and some burnt sienna, sort of a greeny colour, and then we'll just remember, you're no good making the trunks too spindly. It's got to hold up a lot of weight, the branches. That script brush does a lovely job of the canopies. It's not quite as clumsy. My hands are sort of a bit shaky. My wrists are a bit arthritic now. Years of fitting carpet. Saw a lot of lovely paintings on saw Picasso's, Courbet, Rousseau, Jericho in London. John Piper's. I even saw one Ted Wesson. Never didn't see a seagull. Saw a Lowry, mostly in Chelsea, Kensington, Knightsbridge, where I used to work. Freelance. Don't think I'd like to work there now. It's congestion charge, this tax, that tax. I think it keeps the hoi polloi out of London with their cars. Okay, so there we are. So that's that. Let's put a bit of shadow under that. So a bit of black, blue, and a bit of red. Just buff it up a bit. Okay. Now we need to do some. I don't want to put a lot of detail on there, but I've got to link it. I've got to link it together. So maybe we'll extend the beach over here a bit. I was going to put some rocks in there, but right. Let's do some greeny stuff here. Yellow, blue, bit of black. I don't want to disturb that, but I want to bring my trees over a little bit more. Let's just put some in here. Thinking of a pine tree. Right, let's brush in the water. Get the scripts brush. Just a bit of red and a bit of umber. Maybe that'll make a burnt sienna. Green. You do get quite a lot of green on your autumn trees. Don't remember, just bear in mind that they're going to turn, but that's too wet. That's a bit of yellow there. Get some sienna. Okay, that'll do. That's enough. I'll put a little bit of wiggle work in there, but we need to. And then some autumny sort of colours. there, and a bit of dark in here. It's coming through there. Okay. Now those trees seem probably a bit overdone, so let's just make one of those a bit slightly different. This one in the middle, let's just put a bit of sienna, a little bit of black, just make him a bit bigger. Remember? All right. Bit dark over there, bit of shadow. Not sure if I improved that, but let that dry. Just got a bit of shadowy colour on here. And the same on the other side of that large one. I'm not rushing this. I'm not in any hurry. You can fast forward if you wish. Okay, just separating the light from the darks. Okay, that'll do. I don't want to ruin it. Okay, so that I quite like. I don't really want to do a lot more to that, except maybe just put a bit of detail on that banks, a bit of dark green. So we have dark green, a bit of burnt sienna, a bit of cad yellow, and a bit of black. And you'll get a nice rich green. Let's just put that in there. Okay, a bit more there. Right, okay, now just a little bit of detail on the background. I was going to put some hedgerows in here, but I've covered it with those trees. So I'm going to use a bit of gouache and rigger. Just take it off the edge of the tube. Just some bit of detail in there, just a little touch. No figures on this, I don't think. Alright, a little bit of dry brush I think on here. Put the lid on. Okay, just those sky colours. Take that off. Okay, so put a few ripples in that, I think. Brush nice and flat. Put out the loose hairs. I don't know if I've improved or what, anyway. That will dry much lighter. And I don't think I've improved that much. Just take the headphones off. Clean hake, and just lift out a little bit of that. We're a little bit of riding, isn't there? Same. I'm really trying to show the sky reflecting in there, but I don't think I quite pulled that off. Like this, you can just take a little bit more of that out. Just a sweep. We're going to let that go. I'll sign it. I'll put a signature on it. It might not be as bad as I think it is, but then again it might well be. So let's put the mount on it. I'll be doing one for Patreon later. Mounts, ivory mount. Alright, let's zoom out. Well, I don't think it's too bad. I think it's just a bit heavy. I was a bit careless there. Perhaps it wasn't quite as flat as I'd hoped. But anyway, it's a nice little lake painting. Hope you enjoyed it. Let's just put more white on those sails. You have to be careful when using gouache. If it gets with your watercolours, you make them opaque, which is okay if that's what you want. But it will tend, if you have it on the same palette, it will tend to make everything the same. Maybe we'll. Oh, what I was going to do. I've got this Caran d'Ache white pencil, crayon pencil that Smoothie sent me. But where is it? I ask myself. Ah, there it is. See, this is all nice and dry now, so we can put in some bit of snow on the tops. A bit on this one. Just shows a little bit. Just catches a high spot. It would show a bit better if it was darker, but just get that little bit of distance. You can lift out, of course, with a damp brush. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for watching, folks. Look, it's just killed it a little bit. But anyway, there we are. I was thinking of putting another bit of an island in there. But anyway, we'll let that go. Bye for now.